Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good morning to all of you, and all of you a very happy Thursday. In today's program, I want to talk a little bit about what we sort of expected was going to be pretty bad. And that, of course, was the Facebook earnings report, or Meta Platforms earnings report, which was released last night, plus a pretty big Thursday ahead of us. But before I get into all of that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out the way, let's get started. So I'm calling today Super Thursday. And the reason for that is we have the ECB coming up and US CPI. But before we start talking about that, I want to talk a little bit about what happened after market hours with the release of Facebook's earnings, or Meta Platforms, whichever you want to call them. Obviously, we found pretty disappointing tech results over the last couple of days. We had Google, Alphabet disappointed. Microsoft was pretty disappointing as well. And Facebook, not to be left out of things, was the same. And their share price continues to basically free fall, plunging 19% in pre-market trading today, because they've reported a second straight quarterly revenue decline. Now, the revenue was actually announced slightly better than anticipated, but it's still a decline. It was actually announced at 27.71 billion versus 27.38 billion expected. Earnings per share, though, was very negative. Earnings per share came in at $1.64 versus $1.89 expected. Revenue basically in quarter three for Meta was down 4%. And costs and expenses have risen in that quarter, or by 19%. 19% year on year to 22.1 billion. Overall net income is down 52% to 4.4 billion in quarter three. And really, what's really costing them is their reality lab section, their division, their virtual platform, their metaverse. And that's lost over a total of 9 billion in the first three quarters. So very, very negative indeed. And like I say, don't forget, there's been shouts from investors to them to reduce their workforce, to start cutting their staff, because their headcount currently lies around about 85,000 people employed. So obviously a big expense. Mark Zuckerberg tried to calm the waters, though. He said this to the board, and he said this, and I'll quote him. While we face near-term challenges on revenue, the fundamentals are there for a return to strong revenue growth. He goes on to say, we're approaching 2023 with a focus on prioritization and efficiency that will help us navigate the current environment and emerge an even stronger company. So that's wishful thinking, because their forecast for quarter four is still pretty negative as well. So this is why Facebook is under a lot of pressure at the moment. And it'd be really interesting to see how they perform on the US Open. Keeping with social media. This chap, I speak about him a lot, actually, because he likes to get his name in the press a lot. But anyway, Chief Twit, yes, indeed. Anyway, Musk changed his Twitter handle to indeed Chief Twit, to basically indicate that he's going to be buying his Twitter purchase will complete on time. Because don't forget, he faces a court order of October the 28th, which is tomorrow, 5 p.m. to close the deal, close the 44 billion purchase of Twitter. And to sort of show that he's going to be able to do this, he changed his handle to Chief Twit. I wonder if he knows what that means in English or in the UK. But as well as that, he also as a stunt, He likes to do these things. He walks into the headquarters yesterday, Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco, carrying a kitchen sink. Carrying a kitchen sink. Yes. Oh, dear me. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I couldn't agree more. But he goes into Twitter headquarters in San Francisco carrying a sink to say, basically, let it sink in. I'm really going to be buying this. But anyway, we still haven't got the deal over the line. The deadline is tomorrow, 5 p.m. So let's see. To my knowledge, I expect the exchange to take Twitter offline tomorrow because obviously there's going to be a lot of volatility with this deal. So anyway, keep an eye out for that if they do. But yeah, this is what's sort of this is what's happening. I just can't get over that. But anyway, going back to currencies, Japanese yen is striking back, hitting a 3-week high against the US dollar. This means tomorrow's Bank of Japan meeting is really in sight. Don't forget, this happens tomorrow at 3 a.m. UTC. It's also their interest rate decision. They ain't going to do anything, but it's the conference and what they say in their policy meeting might be the thing. But let's have a quick look at the Japanese dollar, Japanese yen at the moment, see where it stands. As you can see, like I say, the yen is at a 3-week high against the dollar. We're currently under that trend line, which has been holding for quite a while. We're currently trading at 145.91. Also under that Fibonacci level of 23.6, that area of interest. If we can keep declining, then realistically, the next area of interest would be the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, which is around 143.43. And as you can see as well, what makes this interesting, you can see, this is on daily, of course, that the market has bought in a few times here before. So this would be interesting to keep a close eye on. So that's the next level if the yen can carry its momentum onwards against the dollar. But anyway, enough about tomorrow. It's about today. Today is what matters. This is why I'm calling it, like I said, Super Thursday. Because today we have US GDP due at 12:30 p.m. UTC, which expectation is 2.4% versus a negative 0.6% previously. However, the big one with the market is bracing itself for is obviously the ECB interest rate decision due at 12:15 p.m. UTC. Expectation is to do an increase or a rate hike of 75 basic points to 1.5%. Now, of course, as is a big one, I will be doing a watch along of this starting, of course, at 12:05 p.m. UTC. So please come and join me for that. It should be interesting. But let's have a quick look at the euro, see where the euro is at the moment. Because at the moment, it's enjoying a life above parity. It's currently trading at 1.00592. I pretty much think the 75 basic points probably is priced in already. But what would be interesting about this pair is in case the ECB disappoints us, in case they're not so bullish or not so hawkish with their interest rate decision. So this will be a really interesting pair to watch. Definitely come obviously that time. So I'll be keeping a close eye on the euro. Let's have a quick look at the sterling as well, because that's been in the headlines. Okay, yes, we've got a little bit of strength with it. That's really down to the fact that we're seeing a bit of a weaker dollar at the moment. Currently trading at 1.1593. It's still at 38.2 level, which is key, I think, in my opinion, key area of interest, which is just below the 1.11740 handle. So we need to keep a close eye on that, especially with the US GDP coming up. Gold, okay, still capped at that key area of interest, $1,667, currently trading just under that, currently trading at $1,663.45. So yeah, ECB, that's a big one. We need to watch the euro. It's exciting it's funny to think that we're talking about the euro. Look at the euro strength is above parity, but it's really nothing to be too excited about at the moment. And we need to see how the ECB does today. I especially think the press conference is going to be really fascinating as well, because Lagarde does tend to be pretty dovish in a conference. So it'd be quite interesting to see how she comes across today. Anyway, Anyway, what else is coming up? Like I said, basically it's ECB, US durable goods as well coming up, German GDP and German CPI. Market as it currently stands, FTSE currently trading in the green at 0.22%, DAX currently trading in the red slightly, negative 0.34%, and Euro Stock 50 currently trading negative 0.47%. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish, or just simply say hello if you like, or tell me what you think. I mean, what do you think about obviously Musk's little stunt carrying a sink into the headquarters? I mean, really, he's a character, isn't he? So I'm interested in to see. And what do you think about the ECB decision today? Don't forget, we're running a poll in our community as well. So feel free to take part of that, because like I say, do you think they do 75? Do you think they disappoint and do 50? Or do you think they really disappoint and do 25, which I think will be suicidal if they were to do that? Or are they going to be really surprising and do 100, which I really doubt. But anyway, if there is no questions, don't forget, if you think of something later, you can put it in the comments section, either on YouTube and Facebook. I will see them and I will reply to them next time I go live on air, which will be, of course, for the watch along today at 12:05 p.m. UTC to watch the ECB interest rate decision. So please come and join me for that. If there is no other questions, not to worry. Don't forget, like I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and enjoyed this little video, by all means give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and enjoyed this little video, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time when I'm going live. If you like this video, found it interesting, and you've put up with me, which I know I'm overly enthusiastic over the top, which I can't help because I love the markets, then give me one of those. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Anyway, till next time, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever shall be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.